So one of our favorite brands by far is Le Creuset. In addition to them being absolutely stunning, they're very effective in what you can do with them. And what you do with them, because they are enameled cast iron, they're very heavy, they retain heat quite well, and which is perfect for long, slow cooking of any type. They have different shapes and sizes to meet any need you want. These two are the classic French ovens. Outside of France, they're called Dutch ovens, but I guess since these are made in France, they call them French ovens. Oval and round. It's really personal preference. The oval shape, you can fit more of a whole chicken or a roast, a certain kind of joint, versus the round shape is easier to fit on a burner. It's personal preference. A tagine, if you're into Moroccan-style cooking, it's an amazing piece to have. What they call a brazier, and you can brazen this, you can brazen that for that matter, you can brazen all of these. This is just a specific shape that is very often found in France in French cooking, a much wider profile compared to your typical French ovens. And then of course you have a saucier, which is a saucepan. So instead of using a stainless steel saucepan, you could use one that's enameled cast iron. Again, it's personal preference. Now, like described in another video, this isn't quite the same as using a good quality stainless steel that's very responsive in temperature. This will retain heat quite well, which is good for certain types of sauces, and actually for most sauces, this is preferable compared to one that is very responsive. Now, why would you use an enameled cast iron versus just cast iron? You know, we're huge fans of cast iron skillets. Well, anytime you introduce anything acidic to cast iron, you're going to have an irony taste in your food, resulting in your food, because cast iron doesn't do well with acidic soups or bases of any sort. So the enameling helps. So what this is, you start off with cast iron, and what they do is they actually bake enamel at over 1400 degrees Fahrenheit. And in case of Le Creuset, they bake 3 layers on there, so they're virtually indestructible. Each one is still cast by hand in France. It's one of those pots. They're not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. You can find probably an enamel cast iron pot in a department store for a fraction of the price. But what you're going to notice is you're going to get immediate chipping of the enamel, and you're going to get scratching of the enamel quite quickly. This is the type of pot you buy once. It lasts your lifetime, your child's lifetime, your grandchildren's lifetime. You pass it down from generation to generation. I actually have one in my family that it goes so far back, I'm not quite sure how old it is. But I mean, they've been making them since the early 1900s, and still today they are the leaders in enamel cast iron. We love everything about Le Creuset.